Hi there. If you're new to this channel, if you've never seen anything of me before on this platform, you've no idea who I am, then hi there. Welcome. Hope you stick around for more. If you recognize me from some videos you've seen in the past, what's up? It's been a while. Longer than I thought it would be. So I think a reintroduction is in order. Hi, my name's Julie, and sorry I'm late. Yeah, my last upload on this channel was June 2024. I've been doing this since 2013 when I was 10, which is terrifying to think about. And around 2016, I settled into a regular kind of thing of, my thing was kind of video game reviews and retrospectives. Occasionally I branch out into movies and TV and music, but that was the main thing, and I kind of continued doing that until 2024. But the uploads really began to slow down around 2022 and especially into 2023. And that's due to a multitude of things, but the most obvious and biggest reason was the fact that I'm trans. I had obviously thought about this for most of my life, but it wasn't until September 2021 where I kind of realized. For context, I'll throw up a few screen caps on screen right now with videos I made around that time. You can probably see why I didn't want to come out of the closet straight away. So I hid it. I think I made like a few jokes, few allusions to it here and there, but I never really let on anything about it because I was pretty terrified of coming out to my audience, to my family who I know, some of them know of this channel, and also just being myself. However, now I'm at the point where I feel confident enough in who I am to do this, and I really just miss doing it. This is like the hobby that I've like sunk the most time into across my life. It's the one I've been the most dedicated to. It's the one I have the most fun doing. I'm really excited to start doing it again. Again, I didn't intend to be gone for this long. There was a few other reasons besides the transition. Work and employment stuff, family stuff, and just kind of general depression and lack of motivation. I mean, it really began to hit around 2023, and then 2024, I finally decided I can't do this anymore. I have got to take a break. I need to just come back when I'm ready and when I feel comfortable to. And originally I was envisioning kind of late 2024. In retrospect, I'm glad I didn't do that, because honestly, late 2024, early 2025 was completely and utterly miserable. Like the worst time of my life. I mean, things still suck kind of hard right now, but they've been getting better the past few months, which I'm really happy about. And that's a big reason why now I've just decided to come back. Also, I wanted to kind of have better production values, so I've got a new microphone. I've got knocked the microphone over as I did that. I've actually got a camera now, so I don't have to like use my phone to record, which is amazing, thank God. I don't have any branding at the time of me recording this because I was talking to someone about it and then they just never really got back to me. I guess that'll just come when it's ready. Whenever I can find someone to commission someone to do like a little art piece for me, it'll just happen when it happens, I guess. Now, before I talk a bit about what I have planned for like the future upon coming back, speaking of like all of the older stuff, you may know that it's all gone now. I have one video still on the channel public, and that was, me announcing that I was going on hiatus. And, I got a comment on that video saying like, well, what happened to the rest of your content? Why is it gone? I was originally going to wait until I came back to do this, but eventually, I think it was like August last year, I just thought like, I really just have to do it now. I'm not comfortable with those videos being online, quite frankly. And I think you can probably imagine why. It's like kind of not really me in the videos, you know what I mean? Like I did them, I remember doing them, but like it wasn't really me. It's hard to describe, okay, but like that's the best I can do. They are from like a vastly different point of my life, and I just don't feel comfortable with that being public anymore. Me being under a different name, presenting completely differently. It just feels, again, I'm just not comfortable with it. And even aside from that, like even if the transition wasn't a factor, even if I wasn't trans or if I was completely okay with having them still public, I would probably end up privating a good chunk of them, if not still all of them, because a lot of them just aren't that great. Honestly, I wouldn't say I got good at YouTube until 2022 maybe. I had some decent videos before that, but I wouldn't say I actually made anything that was genuinely something I'd want to watch all the way through until around 2022. And so that at the earliest is what I would feel comfortable public. comfortable having public. Basically, I've changed just like so much. I feel like I know what to do now. I've kind of reflected and watched back on a ton of my older videos over the past 18 months, and I kind of know my mistakes. And so I feel like now they're not representative of me as a creator. That's one factor. You factor in me being trans now, coming out of the closet, it's like they're not even representative of me as a person. That's just another giant reason to not have them public. I get that a lot of people did like to watch those older videos, and it generally did really mean a lot to me when people comment on them and be like, oh, I love your older content, it's really funny, and I really do appreciate that still, genuinely. Thank you. But yeah, if it's between your entertainment and my comfort, I hope no one's gonna hold it against me to choose my comfort, because I do that any day of the week, quite frankly. So, now that we've got that out the way, what's next? Well, currently I have one video like fully filmed and I'm like halfway through editing it. I've got numerous others that are kind of very nearly done writing. I've made sure to have like a backlog of scripts that are kind of like done or nearly done. And I've got like so many ideas. I've got like a huge document of like ideas I want to do. Some of them I'm envisioning as like really long in-depth things, and some of them might only be like 5-10 minutes long. I'm gonna aim to try and do like 2 videos a month. I feel like that's a sweet spot. Yep, some months I may, you know, if I'm too busy or too depressed, don't have the motivation, I might only do 1. If, you know, if I can manage to squeeze out an extra one and do 3 in a month, I might. It all kind of varies, but I want to do an average of 2 a month because I feel like that's just the sweet spot. That seems like a good schedule. Obviously, I want to predominantly keep it about video games because that's what I feel like I can talk about video games better than I can other subjects, but I do want to branch out into other things. You know, movies and TV shows, I mean, I've got a giant fuck off Doctor Who poster there because it's like my favorite TV show of all time. Love that show. It had a very controversial season recently. Yeah, that'll be interesting to talk about. I want to do a bunch of other things related to that show because I'm just a huge nerd, like rankings, best to worst kind of things, looking at some older episodes. I also have a big video plan for the end of this year where I go over like all of the kind of the films and the shows I watched this year, the games I played this year, just kind of like a year in review of all the stuff I did. You know, there were like so many great movies this year, you know, one battle after another. God, what else? Sinners, I only recently watched Sinners, incredible. 28 years later, I've also got a poster of that behind the camera. I mean, yeah, in terms of games, I've got like a bunch of ideas to do specific games, to do kind of broader topics, to do even like I have a video idea that I really want to do about a specific level in a game, or like a specific area. So that'll be interesting. I don't even really know what to say because I don't know how interesting it actually is to hear about all this shit. It probably isn't that interesting, so I guess I'll just leave it there. So yeah, 2 videos a month. And I'm really excited. I've really missed doing this. You know, I've been kind of chipping away at a bunch of scripts over the past 18 months that I've been gone, and now I'm finally ready to just kind of hunker down and do them, you know, perform them. And yeah, I miss just like talking to a camera and just like yapping about the things I like. It's, yeah, really excited. So thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for a bunch of stuff. This video that I'm kind of halfway through editing is going to be the first one I post probably, you know, next month, December sometime. And yeah, it is going to be a very long one and one that is very overdue. So look forward to that. I don't know what to do it as an outro. Stay positive. That's a good outro, right?